What's up, y'all? It's your girl Stephanie. Today I am gonna share with you the secrets of my daily glow up. This is the face that I wear when I have to be out and about all day long, going from a meeting to events. I don't have time to come home and touch up, so it has to be very long lasting, and a lot of this is attributed to the Pat McGrath Labs face system. This video is in partnership with Pat McGrath Labs, and I am stoked on this partnership because I truly love these products. When Pat McGrath first came out with this foundation, I was stoked, and I knew that concealer was gonna come up next, and that is the brand new product. So I'm gonna be showing you this amazing concealer as well as an under eye powder for setting and brightening. All these work together so well. So before we get into it, if you haven't yet, please make sure to subscribe below. Come join the sisterhood. No matter your true pronoun or gender identity, come join the family. All right, let's get started. Let's start off with, of course, our primer. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer. I think that my bottle's actually almost done. I've had this since the launch of the foundations, and I really like this primer. You can kind of immediately see it just is a really nice blurring primer. Helps the foundation, the concealer stay on longer. I think this primer is really good for any skin type too, because it is not like a super mattifying primer. So if you have dry skin, it's not gonna stick to any dry patches or anything. The foundation I'm going to be using is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation in light medium 10. I'm just going to be using like one pump or even less than one pump in the back of my hand here. Just kind of dot that all over and blend out with a damp sponge. There's a lot of ways to apply this, but in terms of foundation, I just like to use foundation to create like a nice very sheer base, because I am not typically I'm not ever a full coverage person like all over my face. I get most of my coverage through concealers, so that's why I was so excited that Pat McGrath finally came out with her concealers. I was wondering when this was gonna happen, because when the foundation came out, I was like, oh, the concealers are next for sure. And this is like my favorite foundation because so little of it, I think you can probably tell already, it just really, it just evens out the skin tone and gives you like that bit of coverage that I like without being crazy heavy. Okay, so that's pretty much done. So let's get into the products I'm very excited to show you today. So here we have the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealers. So I have two colors here. I have LM8, which is what I'm gonna be using a bit underneath my eyes. This is the brighter color of the two, so I use that as some brightening underneath my eyes. And then I use LM9, kind of all over the face where I need a little bit more coverage. These concealers are super lightweight, they're so creamy, they are full coverage. They are really full coverage, and they have a radiant matte finish, so I'm gonna go ahead and put LM8. I put very little of this one right here, so just underneath the eyes. And I am going to put some LM9 around that area too. Just kind of put it underneath. I'm gonna put that down bridge of my nose. And I really love the doe foot applicator. It's very bendy, very soft, so you can really get into like the crevices that you need to. Nothing's worse than like a very hard applicator for the face. Sometimes that works out for like, I don't know, lip products or something, but okay, there we go. I get the most like scarring and stuff on my chin, so that's why I do that. And yeah, okay, so this is all the concealer. I think I dip in two times. Not fully, but here we have all the concealer. I'm gonna blend out the under eye with a damp sponge, and I also have a new brush to show you. I use that one more for like areas that I really need to concentrate the product. I don't want to thin it out too much, but this, it just blends so nice. I guess you'd say I'd put concealer where, you know, I have a bit of scarring, but also where I have redness, which is especially right around here on my nose. And then I just take the excess and put it onto my forehead. Okay, so I'm gonna blend this out a bit, and then I'm gonna show you how the brush works. I actually wish I would have filmed this a few days ago because I had it's healed more now, but I had a pimple over here that was like pretty gnarly, especially when I was healing. It was kind of scabby, and this brush worked amazing for that area, because sometimes, you know, even if you pile on a bunch of product and you try to, you know, blend it out a little bit with the sponge, it'll still just disperse the product too much, and then you're not really getting any coverage. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer Brush. It like makes product stick to the areas that product doesn't want to stay on, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna grab some more of LM9. It's the one time that like I want to have a blemish on camera. Let's never utter those words again. So I just have a couple spots, and I find like with this I can pat it, but you can also, if you're trying to do more coverage, it's such an interesting brush. Like you can really, I don't know, sweep it around. I'll pack it and then I like sweep out the edges. It's a very short bristled brush and very stiff. At first I was like, I don't really know what this is gonna do, but it actually does pack on product and blend it out so nicely. I'm gonna go into over here with the extra product maybe that I have underneath my eyes and just blend that out too, because sometimes it like gets caught up in my eye wrinkles. Turning 30 this year, y'all. I'm also starting to get like some little bit of like dark spots coming through my skin, like this one that I just covered up over here. What's happening? And then I'm just gonna get into the little crevices here on my nose. Yeah, it's just a really nice brush to use for concealing blemishes and getting into those little spots, like in the eye over here, in the nose. If you're looking for a brush to use for concealer, I would say definitely look into this one. So we're gonna go on to powdering now. So Pat McGrath came out with a new under eye powder. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. I have two colors here just to show you. So I have light, which for me, you know, it is just a really sheer color. When I swatched it with my finger in the back of my hand, I could see like a very, I don't know if it's an iridescence, but it is like a brightening kind of component to it. And same for medium, because at first, because of this color, I was like, oh, I feel like maybe medium would work for my under eye, but light was much better for me. Like I said, these powders are very brightening, so they brighten the under eye, and they're supposed to visibly blur fine lines and imperfections. So I'm just gonna grab it with this powder brush here. And because I am using this powder under my eye, I'm not gonna bake right there, which is something that I'm realizing, like I like baking on my T-zone, my nose, a bit around here, but I'm not really sure like how much it does for me under my eyes, because I don't get oily directly under my eyes. I just need something to just really nicely set it. And a lot of powders do not work well in this area, but this one, it's like very fine, really nice texture. I just feel like it makes it very seamless again. For the rest of the face in terms of powder, I'm going to use the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Setting Powder. I have light, medium, 2. So what I'm gonna do actually is I'm going to use the same brush. Oh my gosh, I'm really running out of this stuff too. And what I like to do with this is I will dust and excess. So this is baking with this brush, but it's like not hardcore baking. I do like a bit on the forehead right there, but I like to wipe this bake off a lot earlier than what I would do with another like translucent powder because it does have a bit of a tint to it. So I just do that. You might not be able to really see it on my face. I think you can see like, you know, a little bit on my nose right there, but I just leave it on for like a minute and then I will distribute like the excess like into the rest of my face, into my skin more, and just down my neck. So I'm gonna hold off for a minute and I'll be right back. I feel like I have perfected the timing of this because I think before I was leaving it on for a little bit too long, and now I have it done. And just by doing that, by putting a little bit excess powder on my face, it does really help keep the T-zone and the nose, which gets very oily, you know, just a little bit more matte, have a little bit more longevity than it would have. But this is my completed concealing like foundation face base right now. I love the combination of all the products in the face system because they all individually do like what I need them to do, and when they work together it's just beautiful. It's all just so lightweight, such a great finish to the face. It's like exactly what I love. So here we have the face. We're gonna move on to, let's actually, you know what, let's just finish up like the bronzer and everything. So here I have the Lorac Tantalizer Buildable Bronzing Powder in Pool Party. I think this is like a little mini version, but I've been really loving this and I'm gonna be using this for my eyes as well. I'm gonna grab it with my angle brush here. It is just a really nice buildable color. And I really like this packaging too. I do like how it is not like full-on pigmentation. I've mentioned this many times before, but in terms of bronzer, like I don't want it to have a pigmentation of like a crazy eyeshadow. No, I want to be able to build it. Can't necessarily take things away, but you can definitely build it up, and it's super blendable. Okay, for the cheeks, look at this thing. This is the Sulwhasoo Shine Classic Multi-Powder Compact. This is like a hand-painted piece of art. It is so heavy, and inside we have this beautiful blush. I think it's just a really nice, like universally beautiful blush. But I will say, this compact in itself, I was gifted this by Sulwhasoo. It is, woo, expensive. It is a pricey little piece, but I was reading up on it, and it is hand painted. This is truly a piece of art. I just have been keeping it on my vanity just to look at it. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the Tantalizer again, and I'm just gonna pack it on. Usually I do like the blending of the outside first, but because this is just like a fast and easy and not super pigmented color, I'm just gonna pack it on first and then blend out the edges. Okay, here we have that all just kind of packed on, and then I'm gonna take a little fluffy brush and just blend out the edges. Base color is all done. Here I have one of my absolute favorite Pat McGrath Labs palettes ever. This little quad is just so useful. These colors are amazing. So what I'm gonna put all over the eyes is this guy right here in the upper left corner. It is just the beautiful, ultra sparkle eyelid topper. You will notice this from like across the room, especially if there's maybe some direct sunlight happening. Ooh, I'm shining with this stuff on. So I grab it with a brush, and then I actually just more tap it on the eyes. And as you can see, I don't know, hopefully you can see there's a ton of sparkles, but not too much of a base color. So that's why I would call it like an eyeshadow topper, or you know, I put it in the inner corner of my eyes a bunch. I definitely put on more than I typically would, but I just want to make sure that y'all can see it. So hopefully you see it. The final thing that I'm going to be putting on my eyes is this lower right color, this beautiful bronzy shimmery shade with a pencil brush. I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner. I just love me some sparkles on the eyes. Maybe it's because I I don't do crazy eye looks, like in terms of extreme artistry. So this is my way to pop, you know? Okay, let me go ahead and do my brows. I'm gonna do the pencil and powder off screen. I'll show you the eyebrow gel and application in a second though. I really like how I've been doing my brows lately. So we started off with my classics, the Anastasia Beverly Hill Brow Wiz and the Brow Powder Duo in Granite. The brow gel that I've been really liking is the Benefit Gimme Brow in 5. This color 5 is a great like cool tone for me at least. So I am just gonna grab it and run it through the brows. And this formula is just so good. It's the correct wetness, if that makes sense. It's not super, I don't know, it's dry enough, I would say. Because some brow gels out there are so wet, it's like putting mascara through your eyebrows. And you can make mistakes really easily. This one is just more of a dry formula and you can keep brushing it through and it doesn't get clumpy or anything. I think it's much more of like a foolproof product than other brow gels that I've tried. You can kind of be a little bit like haphazard with it and you don't have to worry about getting like a huge gloop of brown color all over your eyebrows or on your eyelid. Now that the brows are on, we can move on to highlight. Here I have the Milk Makeup Flex Highlighter in Blitzed. It is a really nice like rose goldy color. Just gonna be cautious with it though because it is pretty strong. You gotta be very light-handed with this stuff. Okay, so here we have my super sparkly highlighter on, and then I'm going to put that right underneath the brow bone as well. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I feel like this is a very like glow up, glowy get ready with me. I truly have been like wearing this whole combo so much. So all we have left now is mascara and the lip product. So I'm gonna go ahead and curl my eyelashes. Of course, we're gonna use a primer and then mascara. The primer that I've been loving is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Primer. This stuff really separates, elongates the lashes, makes the actual mascara stick on so well. I'm like missing a few lashes. I don't know if it got like ripped out, but like from right here, there's a bunch of lashes missing. And now I'm gonna go in with the Pat McGrath Labs Fetish Eyes mascara. I actually didn't realize that play on words until just a couple days ago, and I've been using this mascara for, I don't know, when did it come out? Like a couple years ago? Fetish Eyes. This mascara, I feel like more than anything, is one of my most like elongating mascaras. If you have maybe shorter lashes and you're just trying to find something to make them that much longer, this could be the one for you. Mascara really does like complete a look for me. This mascara is like so elongating, like very layerable. You can build it up and it doesn't get chunky and clumped up, so you can just keep going. If I wanted to keep going, I could keep going pretty much. But I like how my lashes are right now. So all we have left in this look is our lip product. This is the Dior Lip Glow Oil in 012 Rosewood. I think this is a fairly new product. I purchased it maybe like a month and a half ago at Sephora. The applicator is the most squinchy, lovely feel on the lips. It is just like a nice, hydrating little oil. If you've used the Lip Maximizer, which is actually, I would say, my very, very favorite lip gloss of all time, it is in Rosewood as well. But I would say that this Rosewood has a lot more actual color to it. look at this. Don't you just want to like just touch every part of your body with it? All right, y'all, this is my completed look. It's what I've been wearing every single day. It is so long lasting, truly lasts from day to night, doesn't get weird, doesn't break up. If you are in the market for just a flawless face all day long, I would say look into the whole Pat McGrath Labs face system. It's amazing. I love it. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Pat McGrath Labs for partnering with me in this video. Truly a match made in heaven because I really stand behind these products. So if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe below, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.